Hey guys, it's your boy Vox, and welcome back to another deck profile for an incredibly powerful deck from Master Duel, and that's the Virtual World P.U.N.K. Before we go straight to the deck profile, I want to pay my respects and honor the creator himself, the true king of games, Kazuki Takahashi. His legacy will forever live on to every single one of us that grew up watching and playing Yu-Gi-Oh! And the impact that he had to a lot of us was quite frankly monumental. May he rest in peace, and if you'd like, share your first time experiencing Yu-Gi-Oh! Whether that was from the anime, video games, or card game, in the comments down below. So now, let's begin with the deck profile. For hand traps first, we're playing triple Max C with triple Ash, 1 Nibiru, and 2 Called by the Grave, the standard hand trap lineup that I run in almost every single deck that I play. Let's start with the P.U.N.K engine first. We're playing triple Xiamin. What she does, you can pay 600 life points, and then you can add one P.U.N.K monster from your deck into your hand. Basically, you would use her effect to search your Foxy Tune. What Foxy Tune does is, once per turn, when this card destroys an opponent monster by battle, you gain life points equal to that monster's original attack. Her second effect is, you can tree with one P.U.N.K monster to special summon this card from your hand, but most importantly, her third effect, which we will use most of the time, is you can send this card from your hand or field to the graveyard, send one card from your hand to the graveyard, and if you do, you special summon one P.U.N.K monster from your deck, except a level 8 monster. Basically, you would discard Foxy Tune and another random card from your hand, and then you would special summon your Madame Spider. What she does is, you can pay 600 life points, and then you can add one P.U.N.K trap from your deck into your hand. Basically, you would either normal or special summon your Xiamin, you would use her effect to search Foxy Tune, and then you would activate Foxy Tune's effect from hand to discard her and another card from your hand to special summon Madame Spider from the deck. And then you would activate Madame Spider's effect to search your Dangerous Kabu. What it does, you can target one effect monster your opponent controls, negate its effect. Basically, a searchable negate for monsters, and also because you have 2 monsters on the field and 1 is tuner, now you can go into your Crystal Hockey Firebrax and then to your Orodon line. Now, let's go into our Virtual World engine. We're playing 2 Nyan. What she does is, if a level 3 monster is normal special summon to your field while this card is in your graveyard, you can special summon this card as a tuner, but banish it when it leaves the field. Also, for the rest of this turn, you can only special summon level or rank 3 or higher monsters. Basically, this is the same restriction that every single Virtual World monster has, which is, if you special summon them into the field, you're basically locked into only special summoning level 3 or rank 3 or higher monsters into the field. If this card is banished, you can target one of your other banished cards and shuffle it into the deck. Basically, to reiterate, as I've said, when you special summon your Virtual World monsters, you will be locked into only special summoning level 3 or rank 3 monsters. So the idea of this deck is to go into your P.U.N.K engine first if you have the option, and then you would go into your Virtual World. But if you don't have the P.U.N.K engine available into your hand, then you could go and play your standard plays that you have with Virtual World. Then for the best Virtual World monster, and that is Lulu. What she does is, if this card is in your hand, you can target one Virtual World card you control, send one Virtual World card of a different type from your deck to the graveyard, and if you do, you special summon this card. Then, you can add one Virtual World card of the third type from your deck to your hand, except herself. For the rest of this turn, again, the same restriction, you can only special summon level 3 or rank 3 or higher monsters. Basically, she's a searcher for the deck, and the best, as I've said, the best Virtual World monster. Then we're playing 1 Gigi. What it does is, if this card is in your hand, you can target one Virtual World card you control, send one Virtual World card of a different type from your deck to the graveyard, and if you do, you special summon this card. Then, during the end phase of this turn, you can add one Virtual World monster from your graveyard into your hand, except himself. And again, the same restriction. Then, for the other Virtual World monsters that we play, we're playing 2 Lau Lau. What it does, if this card is in your hand, you can target one Virtual World card you control, send one Virtual World card of a different type from your deck to the graveyard, and if you do, you special summon this card. Then you can special summon one Virtual World monster from your graveyard in the fetch position with a different name than the card sent to the graveyard, but you negate its effect. Basically with a Monster Reborn effect, so you can continue your plays and extend further. Then we're playing triple Lily. What it does is, if this card is in your hand, you can target one Virtual World card you control, send one Virtual World card of a different type from your deck to the graveyard, and if you do, you special summon this card. Then you can send one virtual card of the third type from your deck to the graveyard except herself. Basically, she is the Foolish Burial of the deck, in which you can send a different type of card from your deck, so you can either extend your plays or for more follow-up. Then for the one-off cards that we play for monsters, that is, into the deck, and the bricks, is the one Despot 001, in which we special summon off of Crystal Haki Firebrax, and then the one Mecha Fando Beast Coldwing. What it does, if this card is special summoned two Mecha Fando Beast tokens that are level 3 wind with 0 attack and defense, you must control another Mecha Fando Beast monster to activate and resolve this effect. This card's level is increased by the total levels of all Mecha Fando Beast tokens you control. While you control a token, this card cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects, and once per turn, you can tribute 2 tokens, then target one card your opponent controls, destroy the target, and if you do, you also banish it. Basically, this is the target that we summon off of Mecha Fando Beast Aerodon's effect, the second effect, in which we would destroy 2 of our tokens to special summon Coldwing from the deck into the field. We never want to draw our Coldwing into the hand, because if we do, then we won't be able to special summon it off of the effect of Mecha Fando Beast Aerodon. And then for the spells, we're playing one Harpy's Feather Duster, in case we go into playing against, the standard Headless decks, the stun decks, etc. This is an incredible thing to have into your deck. Always you want to have an out in a best of 1 format that is Master Duel. Then we're playing triple Virtual World City P.U.N.K. What it does, place one Virtual World Gate card from your deck face up in your spell and trap zone, then you can apply any of the following effects in sequence based on the number of Virtual World Gate cards you control. If you have 2 Virtual World cards, then all Virtual World monsters you control gain 200 attack this turn. If you have 3, send the top 3 cards of your deck to the graveyard, and if you have 4, you special summon up to 4 Virtual World monsters with different names from your extra deck. Basically, with Kowloon, you would either add your King Long into the field, or most of the times, let's be real, you would add your Chuche. Then we have triple Virtual World Gate King Long. What it does, you can banish one Virtual World card from your graveyard, then you can target one face-up monster on the field and you negate its effect until the end of this turn. Basically an effect Veiler effect that you can continuously use, and sometimes that can actually win you games. Then the second effect is, you can banish this card from your graveyard, and then you can add one Virtual World monster from your deck to your hand, then you send one card from your hand to the graveyard. Basically, in order for us, if you have a Briggy hand for example, you could discard King Long and then banish it off the graveyard to basically search us the card for any of the Virtual World names that we want to continue and extend our plays. Then of course, we're playing double Emergency Teleport. Special summon level 3 or lower psychic monster from your hand or deck, but banish it during the end phase. We do not care, an incredible extender. And then for the traps, we're playing 2 Virtual World Gate Chuche. What it does, you can target one face-up card on the field, shuffle 2 of your banished Virtual World cards with different names from each other into the deck, then destroy that card. During your main phase, you can banish this card from your graveyard, then target one Virtual World monster you control, increase or decrease its level or rank by 3 until the end of this turn. Basically, you can play with the levels with this card, and then you can go into your other synchro monsters that you have into your extra deck. And lastly, for the traps, we're playing Virtual World Gate Jianyu. What it does, during the battle phase, if you control another Virtual World Gate card, you can target one face-up monster on the field, change its battle position. During your main phase, you can banish this card from your graveyard, then target one Virtual World monster in your graveyard, you special summon it, but you negate its effect, then you send one card from your hand to the graveyard. Basically, again, another way for you to either Monster Reborn cards from your graveyard into the field, so you can extend your plays and go further into your extra deck. So now that we are done with the main deck, let's go straight into the extra deck. We're playing one Cupid Pitch, an incredible card that came like a month ago, and it's quite phenomenal. What it does is, if this card is synchro summoned, increase or decrease this card's level by the level the tuner used as material hand to the field. Basically, because we will use Despot 001, which is a level 1 by the way, to go into our Cupid Pitch, you will have the prompt to either get Cupid Pitch to level 3 or level 5. And then, this card gains attack equal to its level. If the synchro summoned card is sent to the graveyard as synchro material, inflict damage to your opponent equal to the new synchro summoned monster's level, and if you do, you can add one level 8 or lower monster with 600 defense from your deck to your hand. Basically, with Cupid Pitch, you can search your Xiamin from the deck, you could search your Lulu, And it's quite phenomenal as well, because then you can continue and go further into your plays. You could even search your Lily as well. So, but let's be real, with Cupid Beat, most of the times you would search your Lulu, so you can extend your plays even further. Then for the three level 6 synchros that we're playing to the extra deck, we're playing one Stardust Charge Warrior. What he does is, when this card is synchro summoned, you can draw one card. Basically, that's why we have him, to draw one card, to go deeper into our deck in case we draw an extender, so we can go even further. Then for the other 6 that we play is one Coral Dragon. What it does is, once per turn, you can discard one card, then target one card your opponent's controls, destroy it. That's an extra thing, but let's be real, most of the times we want it for the second effect, which is, if this card is synchro summoned, is sent from the field to the graveyard, you can draw one card. Basically, whenever this card leaves the field, whether you use it to go into your synchro, to go deeper into your synchro deck, or it gets destroyed, you will draw one card. But let's be real, the discard one card and target one card to destroy, that can come up, that's a nice bonus, but obviously the draw is the thing that we want most of the times. And lastly, for the last 6 that we have into the deck, is one Virtual World Beast, Juju. What she does is cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects, while you have 2 or more monsters in your graveyard with the same original type and attribute, but different names. You can banish 2 monsters from your graveyard with the same original type and attribute, but different names, then target one card on the field and you send it to the graveyard. The good thing with this is not only that it protects you, but it also sends instead of destroys, so it is another way for you to remove cards that are hard to remove from the field from your opponent. Then, we're playing one Borreload Savage Dragon. What he does, if this card is synchro summoned, you can equip one Link monster from your graveyard to this card, and if you do, you place burn counters on this card equal to that Link monster's Link rating. Basically, you would equip your Crystal Hockey Firebrax, which is a Link 2, so that means that your Borreload Savage would have 2 Omni Negates. This card gains attack equal to half the attack of the monsters equipped to it by its effect. When your opponent activates a card or effect, quick effect, you can remove one Boreal Culture from this card and you negate the activation. Incredible card. Then for the 9s, we're playing one Cloud Castle. What it does is, when this card is synchro summoned, you can target a level 9 monster in your graveyard and then you special summon the target. Level 8 or lower monsters you control cannot attack the turn they are normal special summoned. Basically, one way for you to get another 9 that you have into your graveyard, so you could go into your 9 Xyz monsters, whether that is the Phantom Fortress or the True King of All Calamities. Then we also run one Vermilion Dragon Mech. What it does, once per turn, you can banish one tuner from your hand, graveyard, or face-up field, then target one card on the field and you destroy it. If the synchro summoned card is destroyed by card effect and sent to the graveyard, you can target one of your banished tuners and you add it to the hand. Ideally, you would want to banish the card that you would want to add into the hand in case your Vermilion Dragon Mech gets destroyed. So ideally, if you have the option to banish something with your Dragon Mech, you would banish, as I've said to reiterate, something that you would want to get into the hand in case he gets destroyed. Something like either Lulu or, I don't know, maybe even Lala even. Then for the other 9, we're playing one Ravenous Croco Dragon Archethys. What he does is he gains 500 attack and defense for each card in your hand. Then his first effect is, if this card is synchro summoned, you draw cards equal to the number of non-tuners used for the synchro summon. Most of the times you will draw one card, but you can actually make it so you draw 2. But his second quick effect is, you can discard 2 cards, then target one card to the field, destroy it. His second quick effect is a nice bonus, but most of the times we will go into him to draw one card, and then use him with another 9 to go into our either True King or to the Mega Fortress. And then for the last 9 that we run is the Shenshen. What she does, any card sent from the field to the graveyard is banished instead. Quite incredible. Then her first effect is, when your monster declares an attack, you can return one banished monster to the owner's graveyard. During your main phase, except the turn this card was sent to the graveyard, you can banish 2 other monsters from your graveyard with different original types and attributes from each other, and then you special summon Shenshen from the graveyard. Quite incredible. She can extend and basically recover herself from the graveyard every single turn, so if your opponent doesn't have a proper out for her, you will basically grind them to dust. And now for the Xyz monsters, we're playing one Condostera Ptolemy 7. What he does, once per turn, you can detach one material from this card, then target one monster on the field or in the graveyard, and you return the target to the hand. Basically has the bounce effect, that you can bounce cards from the field to the hand, or that works for you as well, you could take cards from your graveyard into your hand so you could play them again. like your Lulu, for example, or any of your Virtual World cards. Then for the other XCs that we ran that are level 9s is the one Phantom Fortress Ereblathir. What he does is once per turn, you can detach one material from this card, then activate one of these effects. You can either banish one card your opponent controls, banish one random card from your opponent's hand, banish one card from your opponent's graveyard, or you can either banish the top card of your opponent's deck face up. This is quite incredible, and you can actually get to him into the same turn you go into your True King, so that's why he is here, in order for us to banish one card of our opponent's hand. Then, of course, we're playing one True King of all calamities, the very fun dragon, the VFD. What he does, once per turn, quick effect, you can detach one material from this card, declare one attribute. This turn, all face-up monsters on the field become that attribute. Also, monsters in your opponent's possession with that attribute cannot activate their effects or attacks. Monsters that 2 drag or True King monsters in your hand would destroy with their effects can be chosen for your opponent's field. Basically, we have True King and VFD, in case you don't know, to lock our opponents from not being able to either attack us or activate effects. Basically, they are locked, they cannot play, so when he hits the field, if they cannot remove him with spell or traps, they are basically fucked. And of course, lastly, for the Xyz line, we're playing one Zeus. What he does, once per turn, if an Xyz monster battle this turn, you can also Xyz summon Divine Arsenal AA Zeus Sky Thunder by using one Xyz monster you control as material. You basically transfer this material to this card. And then quick effect, you can detach 2 materials from this card, send all other cards from the field to the graveyard. Once per turn, if another card you control is destroyed by battle or an opponent's card effect, you can attach one card from your hand, deck, or extra deck to this card as material. Basically, Zeus is here for us to improve our grind game in case we're out of extenders. And then lastly, for the extra deck, the 2 links that we have is Crystal Haki Fibrax and the Mecha Fando Beast Aerodon. These 2 are here, as I've said, in case we drew our Punk monsters, our Punk engine into our opening hand, in which we would start with them first, go into our Crystal Haki Fibrax, then Cryston would special summon the Despot 001, and then we would go into our Mega Fando Beast Aerodon and basically start going from there. And because we would also go into our Cupid Pitch, even if you didn't draw a second Virtual World card, then you would be able to search your Lulu and literally go from there. So that was it for the deck profile, guys. For this deck profile video specifically, I want to do something different. I don't want to show you replays because, let's be real, every single replay of me playing first is me finishing on either VFD and Borlots of a Dragon, or VFD and something else with more negates or disruption in hand. And to be honest, this is quite boring. So what I want to do instead is show you more combos for you to actually understand and see how the deck actually plays and how it can function. And you can also see with different hands what kind of endboard we can make every single time. So let's go and show you guys into the combo tutorials. And again, if you want to see replays for this deck instead with combo tutorials as well, let me know in the comments down below and I will see what I can do. So let's go, guys, and show you the combos. For our first combo, the opening hand that we have is quite incredible. We will start with Emergency Teleport first. We will special summon Xiamin from the deck. We'll activate Xiamin's effect, pay 600 to search the Foxygen from the deck into our hand. And in this case, as you guys saw, we got our Madame Spider. So in this case, we'll actually normal summon Madame Spider. We'll activate your effect to search Dangerous Kabu. Then we will go into our Crystal Haki Fibrax. Crystal Haki Fibrax will now special summon Despot from the deck or hand into the field. Thankfully, we didn't draw a deck spot. Then we'll go into a Mecha Fando Beast Aerodon. Mecha Fando Beast Aerodon hits the field. We will special summon the 3 tokens into the field. And now Despot will prompt to get back into the field as well from the graveyard. Now first we'll go into our Cupid Pitch using the Despot and 1 level 3 token. And then we will activate Cupid Pitch effect to decrease her level to get her to level 3. And now we'll activate Mecha Fando Beast Aerodon's second effect to destroy the 2 tokens to special summon Coldwing from the deck. Then Coldwing effect will activate and they will special summon 2 tokens. And then Despot 001 again will activate from the graveyard to get back into the field. Now we have options. First, we will go into our Coral Dragon using Cupid Pitch and then Mecha Fando Beast token. Coral Dragon hits the field. Cupid Pitch will then search us, in this case our Lily. Then we will go into our Ravenous Croc. We will use Coral Dragon and the 1 token. We'll use both of their effects to draw 1. Chain will resolve. we drew our Queen Long and also another Ash. In this case, as you saw, instead of going into the Croc, which is a greedy play, we could go into our Shen Shen instead, so then we could have targets for our Virtual World monsters. But I wanted to go into the greedy route to draw 2, and I got actually rewarded by it, because we got our King Long. We'll activate our King Long. We're going to special summon Lulu by targeting King Long. Then we're also going to send the Chu-Che into the graveyard, so we can add a monster into the hand. And then we're going to add, in this case, our Lala. We will go and activate our Lily, targeting our King Long again. In this case, we will send the other trap to special summon Lily into the field, and then we'll also send the Nyan Nyan into the graveyard as well. Then we will go into our Shen Shen. Shen Shen hits the field, and now we have 2 9s. We can also go into our True King of all calamities now. True King hits the field. And then, what we can also do, guys, is, and you will see now, we will activate True King of all calamities effect now, actually, and you will see why. We will detach Shen Shen, we will call Light, doesn't matter, and then we will activate Lalo's effect from hand. We will target King Long again. We will send, in this case, the other Chu-Che into the graveyard. Lalo is in the field. We will special summon a 3. We'll special summon Nyan Nyan. We'll actually make the Borlot Savage. Because, as you guys can see, because we have 1, 3, plus 4, we can also make a Borlot Savage Dragon. That is a non-negator we have into the field as well, to protect our True King of all calamities. So this is one of the ways in which you can end your end board. You have 1 Omni-Negate with Borlot Savage Dragon, you then have 1 targeted negate for monster effects, and of course you have True King of all calamities for you to actually stop your opponent, and also you have Chu-Che into the graveyard, in which in your next turn you will be able to activate her effect to special summon her into the field. Let's show you guys the second combo that we can make with this deck. For our second opening hand, we actually got pretty decent draws. We'll start with Kowloon first. Get the Chu-Che into the field. And then, in this case, as you guys can see, we still have the option to go into the Xiamin or Lily. We can actually try and do that instead and see how far we can go. We will send the King Long. Lily hits the field. We'll also send the Nyan Nyan. Then activate King Long from the graveyard to banish it. And then we will search our Lulu. Then we will discard the 1 Xiamin. We'll activate Lulu's effect, targeting Chu-Che. Then we will send again another King Long. Lulu hits the field. Then we will get the Lao Lao from the deck into our hand. And then we'll activate Nyan Nyan's effect from graveyard to special summon her from the graveyard, and she's also a tuner. And here we'll actually go into the Croc first. The Croc will draw us 1 card. And we will not activate Nyan Nyan's effect because we have 2 banished Virtual World monsters to the graveyard. That means Chu-Che is active. We have the pop. So we will not activate her effect. We will not chain the Croc's effect. We drew Nibiru. That's irrelevant. Then what we'll do is we will special summon Lalo, targeting Chu-Che. Then we will send to the graveyard the other Nyan Nyan. Then we'll activate Lalo's effect. We will special summon the Lily. And now, with Lulu and Lily, we will make the Shen Shen. And as you guys can see, this is basically the standard Virtual World end board that you can finish on every single time. And lastly, now we will go into our True King of all calamities with using Shen Shen and Croco Dragon. And with True King, you are basically most of the time safe, unless they have Raigeki, for example. But let's be real, most of the times they won't have an out for this. And then for follow-up, we have more plays that we can make. We also have the Chu-Che pop for it. This is quite an incredible end board that most of the times your Virtual World players will be able to get out consistently. Now let's go and show you guys the third combo tutorial for this video. For our third opening hand for the combo tutorial, as you guys can see, we again drew our standard opening hand for Virtual World. So let's go and show you guys again the combo. We're going to activate Kowloon in case they have Ash to bait the Ash. And if they don't Ash, we don't care. We're going to get the Chu-Che into the field. Then we're going to activate Lulu first, targeting Chu-Che. We're going to send King Long and then search us the... In this case, because you have a normal summon, we could even do the Nyan Nyan in this situation. But let's add the Lao Lao into the hand. Then I'm going to activate Lily's effect, targeting Chuche. In this case, we'll send the Nyan Nyan. And we'll also send the other King Long. Now first, we will banish the one King Long that we have into the graveyard. We will search us the one Lily, the one Gigi, sorry. We will discard the King Long that we have into the hand. And now first, we will go into the Croc to draw one, which is pretty standard. Croc hits the field, we will draw one. And now we will go into our Gigi, targeting Chuche. We will send Lulu because that's what we want to get into the end turn. We'll activate Nyan Nyan's effect. Then, with Nyan Nyan and Gigi, we will go into our Coral Dragon. Coral Dragon hits the field. We will not activate again Nyan Nyan's effect because we have 2 banished Virtual World cards into our banished pile, and that means we have Chuche active. Now we're going to activate Lao Lao's effect to target Chuche again. In this case, we will send the Nyan Nyan, the second one that we have into the deck, into the graveyard. And we're also going to special summon the Gigi from the graveyard. And then with Gigi and Coral Dragon, we'll again go into our Shen Shen. And because Coral Dragon went to the graveyard, we will also draw another card. We'll activate Coral Dragon's card. We actually draw another card, which is incredible. And then we'll end again into the standard end board for Virtual World, which is the Choking of all calamities with 1 pop from Chuche. And you also have the interruption for Cold by the Grave. And let's be real, this is a pretty standard play for most Virtual World players. So let's show you guys the 4th combo for this video. As you guys can tell, for the 4th combo tutorial for this deck profile, we again open with a standard Virtual World opening hand that you can go into our VFT, which we will go again. But as you can tell, because this deck is very versatile, it doesn't matter with what you open, because you can still end on a very good end board. But the difference is that you can, if you have your bank monsters, you could go into your Crystron and to the Rodon line, but if you do not open them, you don't care, because you can still go and do your standard Virtual World plays. Again, we'll activate Lulu, targeting Chuche. We will send King Long into the graveyard, special summon Lulu, and then we will add the Lao Lao. Then we will activate Lily's effect, targeting Chuche, send the one Nyan Nyan, and then we will also send the other King Long. Then we will straight up go into the Croc. The Croc will draw us another card. We drew Lily. Then we will normal summon Nyan Nyan. The other Nyan Nyan from the graveyard will be special summoned. Then we will go into the Stardust Charge Warrior. Stardust will draw us 1. Then we will activate Lalo's effect, targeting Chuche. We will send the, in this case, the one Kaloon, doesn't matter. And then we will special summon the Lulu to the graveyard. And then, in this case, again, we'll go into our Shen Shen, using Stardust Charge Warrior and Lulu. Getting Shen Shen into the field. And as you guys can see, pretty consistently ending on our true King of all calamities. We do not really care if we go either into our true King of all calamities or into the more standard play with Crystal Hockey Firebracks or your Mega Fan of Mr. Rodon. Again, this deck is very versatile. You can make so many more plays depending on what opening hand you have every single time. And the choice that you make, as I've said, with Virtual World and the restrictions that they have, so you need to keep in mind, is that if you special summon your Virtual Worlds first, you will be locked into only be able to be special summon level 3 or rank 3 or higher monsters in general. So that means you cannot go into your Crystal, Hockey Fabrics or Rodon, as I've said, and I need to reiterate in case you forget. So let's go and show you guys the 5th combo tutorial. And for our 5th and final combo tutorial for this deck profile, as you guys can tell as well, we have an insane hand again. We're going to Emergence Teleport first. Get the other Xiamin from deck. Activate her effect. Get Foxy Tune. In this case, if we got Ashed, it doesn't matter because then you could go into Kowloon, but it doesn't matter. We'll activate Foxy Tune's effect to discard this, and it will also send the other Xiamin that we have into the hand to special summon Madame Spider. That effect doesn't matter for the 600 attack, but I guess might as well just use it. Then activate Madame Spider's effect to get the Dangerous Kabu, which is the negate. Might as well activate the Kowloon as well to get the Chu-Che from the deck into the field in case we draw. We don't want to draw this. Then we're going to go instantly into our Crystal Hockey Fabrics. Pretty standard. Then Crystorm will special summon us the Despot 001. Then we're going to go into our Rorodon. Then our Rorodon, as you guys have saw multiple times, will get us the tokens into the field. And also, we will get the Despot from the graveyard into the field as well. We'll instantly go into our Cupid Pitch. We'll activate Cupid Pitch effect. We'll decrease her level again. Then we will activate the Rorodon second effect to destroy the 2 tokens to get the Coldwing from the deck into the field. Coldwing will get us the 2 tokens. And then Despot will be special summoned to the field again. Now for this, we will go into our Croc first with using our 2 Cupids and the 2 tokens. Croc hits the field. We will draw 1. And also Cupid Pitch will search us a monster from the deck. Chain will resolve. We will draw 1 from the Croc. And in this case, we actually draw 2 because we used from his effect non-tuner monsters. You can draw cards equal to the number of non-tuner monsters. So we use 2 non-tuners. That's why we draw 2. We're also going to activate Cupid Pitch effect to search Lily because we drew Lulu off the Croc. And now, what we will do is use Lily's effect, targeting Chu-Che. We will send the 1 Yan Yan. Then, in this case, we will get the King Long, and you will see why we got the King Long. And then, in order for us to actually open the field, we will activate Ravenous Croc. We will discard the 1 King Long that we drew and the other trap for Virtual World. And we will select to destroy the Mecha Phantom Beast because we want to have space. Now, we're going to use Lily's effect, targeting Chu-Che. We will send King Long into the graveyard. Lily hits the field. We'll also send the other Nyan Nyan from the deck. We're gonna go into our Shen Shen. Shen Shen hits the field. We're gonna go into a True King then. And now, as you guys can see, we also have more follow-up because we have another emergence teleport. We also can banish King Long. We will banish King Long. We will get Lao Lao into our hand. In this case, let's send the Cold by the Grave into the graveyard. And then we will use Lao Lao's effect, targeting Chu-Che. We will send to the graveyard the other King Long that we have to the deck. We will special summon Lao Lao, and Lao Lao will special summon us a level 3. We'll get Nyan Nyan to the field. We will not activate Nyan Nyan's effect, the second one. We do not care. And then what we will do is we'll go first into using our VFT. It doesn't matter. We'll just get Shen Shen into the graveyard. We'll call light. It doesn't matter, but you will see why. Now we'll go into our Cloud Castle. Cloud Castle effect will activate, special summoning us Shen Shen from the graveyard, and now, having the VFT in the field with 1 dangerous gap on hand, we can also finish with the Mecha Phantom Beast Enter Blafnir. And we will also activate his effect, and then we can banish 1 random card from our opponent's hand. We will detach Shen Shen, of course, because we want to special summon her. And now we have the standard ending board for Virtual World with 1 targeted negate with dangerous Gabu, and then we also have True King of all Calamities for our opponent to not being able to play, also have Emergence Teleport for follow-up, and King Longs to the graveyard for even more follow-up and extension. So that was it for the deck profile, guys. I hope that you enjoy this new format that I like to make videos, especially for this one specifically, because I feel like the replays tend to be the same thing again and again, getting the VFT into the field and then basically your opponent not being able to play. So that was it for the video. Again, if you want to see replays for this video specifically, let me know and I will see what I can do. But otherwise, thank you very much for watching, guys. If you enjoy content like this, you know what to do. And as always, I'll see you on the next one.